Here's my Traxxas Slash 4x4. I'm gonna do a bearing cleaning on the hubs and then clean the hot racing drive shafts and get them all greased up. Just got done doing the granite over there. So now I'm gonna start in on this one. Got the rim off. He's got the Traxxas metal hubs. Take that set screw out. Pop this off. That'll let this lean forward. Take the grub screw out of back there. Pull that all apart and get everything cleaned up and put back in there. There, they got that tiny little grub screw out of there. It's a 1.5. And you just take a flathead screwdriver, poke it in between there, pry that off. Alright, I got that pried off there. When you're prying on that, make sure you're not on that little pin right there. There's a pin in there, and if you got your screwdriver trying to pry into that, you're just gonna bend it, so you kinda gotta peer in there from the back and make sure you're not prying on it. Got all that off there. Now I'm gonna pull that screw for the arm link, fold that back, take that grub screw out for the hot racing CVD, pull everything apart and clean it. Got the arm folded out of the way, got my screw, got on the grub screw there and back that out, and this should all come apart then once that's out. Okay, I got the grub screw out, tiny little thing there. There's a shim here that goes inside of this pin. Don't lose it. And then this all just comes right off there. This one's a little tight, but just put the camera down and I'll get that off there and start cleaning the parts. Got the drive shaft off. Had to pry it off there a little bit with a flathead. Clean this up inside of here. Clean them bearings up. Clean all the joints on the CVD up. Put her back in. I'm gonna do the bearings first. You just take a razor blade, pop the rubber shields off. I'm gonna spray some brake cleaner in there. Wipe them down, and a little bit of drop of oil, and then also some marine grease. I'm gonna use white lithium on the drive shafts. I usually use this marine grease, but I'm gonna try white lithium this time. See if it won't attract dirt. Alright, I got the rubber shields off. And I'm gonna spray some brake cleaner in there, spin it around, spray some more in there, clean it all up. Alright, I dropped a little oil in there and spun it around. I'm gonna use some marine grease, pack some in there, put the things back on, wipe them down, and install them. I'm gonna clean that up in there too a little bit. Got the bearings packed with grease. Put the covers back on. Wipe all the excess off, put those back in, and then start working on that drive shaft. Bearings are in. The reason that one's blue, that's a Traxxas one. This is a Fast Eddie's one. I don't know if I lost one or didn't come in the kit, but I had to end up using one of them. I think that's the only one left on the truck. But they're built a little bit differently. I would say the Fast Eddie's ones look a little nicer, but I mean, that bearing's still working fine. Alright, cleaning the drive shaft next. These hot racing drive shafts, you just pull this boot off. Slide that out. I'm gonna spray some brake cleaner in there. Get it all sprayed out and cleaned up. Lube this up. Lube the splines out. Do the same on the other side. Get everything all cleaned up. Wipe down and put back in. Got the drive shafts all cleaned up. Let's see how much nastiness came off of them. It's the first time ever cleaning them since putting them on, so a bit of metal wear and dirt and grit. Get them all cleaned up and put back in. Clean bearings, oil bearings, roll nice and free. One important thing is to get brake cleaner and wipe down that set screw there and that one there for the hub. You're gonna be using Loctite on them. You don't want no grease or nothing nasty on there. You want the Loctite to stick. So now I'm gonna put some white lithium on these, put this back together, wipe off the excess, and install it. Alright, I got some white lithium on all the joints, a little bit in there. Put it back together and wipe off the excess. Make sure to get all those threads clean. I just sprayed a little bit of brake cleaner on a paper towel and made a point and stuck it in there and got that out, because that grub screw goes in with Loctite. You don't want none of that grease on there. So this one's all lubed and cleaned up. I'm gonna put it back in. I got that slid back on there. Here's the grub screw to hold the drive shaft on, using a little bit of blue Loctite, the chapstick. Put that on there now. Grub screw in. I'm gonna attach that camber link. Don't forget to put this little shim on there first, before you put that pin in, and then the hub, and that side's done. Alright, I got that all back together. Here's a little grub screw for the hub, Loctite on it. And put that on, put the rim on, and go to the other side. I'm probably not going to record the other side because it's the same as this side. I'll do the front though. Get that on video. Alright, back's all done. Nice and free spinning. Now onto the front. The front is pretty much the same as the rear. I'm going to take off the steering linkage just to make it easier. Pull off this. Take out the grub screw for the drive shaft, and that'll all pull apart. Alright, I'm just wrapping up everything on this side. I do put brake cleaner on there and get those threads dry with a paper towel. Same with on there, a little bit of brake cleaner, make a tip on the paper towel, run it in there, get all the gunk off, and then I Loctite my wheels on. And it does help to replace those nylon nuts every once in a while. They're not much to them, they're gonna strip eventually. This is the second set I've had on here, but I use Loctite on all the nuts. Anything metal on metal, really. Alright, I'm gonna put this all back together and show you how it rolls. Alright, just got done doing all the bearings, cleaning them, greasing them, cleaning and greasing the drive shafts. Front spinning nice. Rear spinning nice. I just got done doing the granite over there. I'm not doing the X-Max today. That's 2 trucks. I'm not monkeying with that one right now. That one's newer than the rest of them, so these ones definitely needed it. The granite was a little dirtier, but yeah, I haven't talked much about this truck. This one's got the granite's motor and ESC in it. Servo went out, so I put the 23K in there. It's got hot racing diffs, X01 or hot racing drive shafts, X01 diffs, Fast Eddie's bearings in it, and that's about it. Took one of the older fans off my X-Max that I replaced and put that on there. It stays nice and cool. I think the stock gear is 54 for the spur. The slipper's still stock in here, and then I got a 15 tooth pinion on it. Does real good. It's a fun truck. A lot funner than it was before. It was brushed before this, so I ended up doing quite a bit to it. And then in the granite, I put a 6S system in that. That thing's a beast. Alright, till the next video.